and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and in today's video I'm going to be tier listing the Manchester United 2019-2020 squad based off their season so far. So in this video I have 5 categories. One being potential player of the season, one being good season, you know, they've had a better season than last season, they've been good this season. The third being does the job. The fourth being not his best season, you know, he's had better seasons, so I was expecting better this season. And the fifth being probably best if he leaves the club. Before we get into this video, please take 2 seconds to subscribe down below and hit that like button. If you subscribe, you get daily football content and with no football on the TV. If you want a bit of Man U news, subscribe to the channel. Now we're going to start with David De Gea, and I've put David De Gea in good season. I think he's had a good season. For his standards, it hasn't been his best season, but the one below good season is does the job, and I think De Gea does more than the job because he's still probably the best goalie in the Premier League in my opinion. So yeah, he has really high standards. He's dropped off a little bit in the last years, but he's still been good. Like he does more than the goalkeeping job, you know. Doing the job is like Bernd Leno. Well, actually, Bernd Leno's had a pretty good season, but you know what I mean. Like some people think, oh, he's not that good because he makes a few mistakes. David De Gea has been good this season. He made like 1 mistake. By his standards, it's not his best season, but he still had a good season because he's been one of the best goalies in the league this season. The next one being Sergio Romero. And now Sergio Romero's had a good season, but I'm only going to put him in does the job because he's a second goalkeeper and he does his job. He's a very good second goalkeeper. He's a very good backup to De Gea. That's his job and he does it well. He does the job. And third being Victor Lindelof. Now Victor Lindelof, you could put him in good season, but I'm going to put him in does the job. I think, you know, he's been a little inconsistent, but I think he's been pretty good all round this season like he was last season. But I think he just sort of does what's expected. He hasn't done anything that makes him stand out as a centre-back. He does the job, he gets the clean sheets. Victor Lindelof is in does the job. Eric Bailly again is in does the job. When Eric Bailly plays, he does stand out as a very good player. I think on his day, he's probably our best centre-back in a weird way. But he's been injured, he's played about 4 games this season. So I can't put him in good season because he's not played enough. But when he has played, he's been excellent, so he's in does the job. Phil Jones, I mean there should really be a 6th category for Phil Jones, but like better if he leaves, just why hasn't he left? I don't know. Yeah, Phil Jones has played, what, like 3 games? He's conceded 3 against Sheffield United, conceded 3 against Man City. He's just rubbish. Like I'm sorry, but he's just bad. He's in the better if he leaves category, and that's probably putting it nicely. Harry Maguire. Now at the start of the season I would have put him in does the job, but since January, since he's got captaincy, since Bruno's come in, he's been really good. Like he was excellent in that Chelsea game. He looks a threat from set pieces. He's been really good in 2020. He's got the captaincy. He must have done something to get that. So he's done more than his job. You know, he's been really good this season. So I'm gonna have to put him in good season. It's his first season as well, so it's going to take him a little bit to settle in, but I think like when he has played up recently, especially recently, I've been impressed by Harry Maguire. Go Dalot. Now I'm going to put him in not his best season because I think he was hoping to play more, have more of an impact. Yes, he's had injury problems. When he has played, he's been alright, but like he hasn't been amazing. He's just been alright. He kind of does the job, but I think because of how little he's played and how little impact he's had, I'm going to put him in not his best season because I think he was hoping to play more, and I think the player himself would be disappointed by his season. Luke Shaw, I'm going to put in good season. A few of you might disagree with this, but you know, at the start of the season he was doing the job. But now recently he's really stepped up. I think Brandon Williams gave him a bit of a kick up the arse. And I do think in recent games that Luke Shaw has been really good and really excellent. He basically kept Mahrez quiet. He was giving Brandon Williams problems. I think Luke Shaw this season's been pretty good, and I think Luke Shaw has had a good season this season. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, like he's got to go on potential player of the season. He's the best right back in the league for me. I like, especially defensively. We know that defensively, the way Carragher was even saying he's the best right back in the league. He's a Liverpool fan. He's pocketed Sterling on 3 occasions. You can't get past him. Everyone hates playing against him. I mean, you might as well not play with a left winger if you're playing against Man United. He's just been excellent. Like for me, I think he'll win player of the season. Brandon Williams. Now I'm putting Brandon Williams in good season. He's had some good games. He's had some games where he's looked a little weak at the back or, you know, out there. He hasn't, you know. But for him, it's a good season because he was probably hoping to get maybe 1 or 2 games this season at the start of the season. No one had really heard of him until what his date to September. Like he didn't even go on the pre-season tour. He was probably just hoping for like his first start or his debut for the team. He wasn't expecting to play against Liverpool, against Man City. And so when he has played, he's been excellent. It was just when he played against Mahrez that Mahrez did him a few times. But you know, he kept Foden quiet. He's kept Traore quiet. you know, for the most part, he's been pretty good this season. And for a 19-year-old, I think it's a good season. I think he'd be very happy with the season and the amount he's played. And he's really helped the team because he's not just had a good season himself, but he's improved Luke Shaw because he's got a bit of competition there. Paul Pogba, I'm putting him in not his best season. Some people might even put him in probably better if he leaves because, you know, he's causing problems with his agents and stuff. But it's not Paul Pogba's best season. I still think there's a chance for him to redeem it if he comes back and just bangs in goals and assists with Bruno Fernandes. But, you know, for Paul Pogba, there's no explanation needed. He's played about 6 games. It's not his best season. Juan Mata. I'm putting Juan Mata in does the job. I think Juan Mata's role this season is to be like a backup cam, to play in the smaller games like the Norwiches, the Europa League games, the FA Cup games. And in the small games, Juan Mata's been good. He's not good in the fast-paced, quick games against good opposition, but his role is just like a backup cam for rotation, for depth. And when he does play, like, for the most part this season, he's been decent. He's been good in the cup games, you know, and that's his role, and I think he does the job this season. Jesse Lingard, again, I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. It's probably better if he leaves. I like Jesse Lingard, I think he's a good guy and all that, but he's not working at Manchester United. He's had more than enough chances, and I think he knows himself it's probably best for his career if he leaves. Andreas Pereira, no, you could put it in not his best season because there's probably still a player in Andreas Pereira, and he's lacking confidence because he does have the odd game where I'm like, there's something in him. But maybe for both parties and for his career, you know, he's not happy, he's not been playing well. Maybe it's better if Andreas Pereira leaves. Fred, potential player of the season, like, no explanation needed. He's been insane. Bruno Fernandes, he hasn't been here long enough to put him in potential player of the season, but he's had a good season. He's improved the squad. The month he's been here, it's been solid. He's given a boost to the whole squad. He's got to go there in good season. Daniel James, you know, he started off having the season of his life. He's dropped down a bit more realism. He's done more than what he's expected to do. He's almost done more than just the job. His job was probably just to join, play a few games, get used to the Premier League, but he's started to be a regular. But I'm going to put him in does the job because I don't think he's had an amazing season. You know, he's been good. It's kind of like between does the job and good season. I'm going to put him in does the job because I think he's as what we kind of expected. He just started off so well, so he's gone down a bit, but I think now we got what we expected, and for £50 million he's been a good signing. Angel Gomez, I'm going to put him in not his best season. Why? It's not his fault. It's because Ollie hasn't played him. You've got to think how poor Pereira and Lingard have been, but Angel Gomez can't get a start. I kind of feel bad for that. It's not really his fault, but he was probably hoping to have more impact this season. He probably saw Greenwood, and for him, he's probably think, you know, I need to leave. I think he's going to leave because he's seen that, you know, he's not doing anything here. It's not been his best season, and I'm sad about that because I think he's a good player in there. Nemanja Matic, I'm putting Matic in good season because this time last year, the beginning of this season and the end of last season, I thought he was done. I wanted him to leave. He was bad. He was crap, and he's really stepped in with the injuries to McTominay and Pogba. You know, he's been good when he's played. He does his job, but he's doing his job well. We've got so many clean sheets, so I think he's got a big good season for him because of how poor he was before and how he stepped up. Scott McTominay is going in good season. Before his injury, you could actually put him up in potential player of the season category because I think he got 2 or 3 back-to-back player of the month awards. He was solid, you know, but he's got his injury and he's slowly sort of recovering from his injury. He's played in the last few games, in and out, but before his injury he was excellent and he's had a very good season. He's got to go in good season. Anthony Martial, again, is going in good season for me. Whenever he gets the service, he delivers. You could even say statistically he's had a better season than Rashford. I think Anthony Martial has been brilliant this season. He has had his criticism. I think he's one of the most overly criticised players. You know, it's not really his fault sometimes because he just doesn't get the service. What can he do? But I think Anthony Martial has been good this season. He's looked good, and him and Bruno look like they have a special bond, and I'm happy. I can't wait to see more of Anthony Martial. Marcus Rashford, he's got to go in potential player of the season. Now, if I was making this video and we didn't have this whole break, it would just be in good season because, you know, he's been injured. He can't possibly get potential player of the season. But he might come back and play our rest of our Premier League games. He's due back around the time that the Premier League comes back, and if he carries on with the form he was before his injury, he could get player of the season. He was excellent before his injury. Odion Ighalo, you know, you could put him in good season, but he's played about 4 games. I'm putting him in does his job because his role is to be a backup striker to Martial, box to box, strong physical striker, and he's doing the job what was expected of him. He's doing more than what was expected. We didn't have much expectation for him, so you could put him in good season, but he hasn't been here long enough. Although I guess I put Bruno in good season, but he hasn't had quite the same impact as Bruno, but he's done his job and he's done his job well. Mason Greenwood, I'm putting him in good season because, like, he was probably expecting to maybe get 1 or 2 or 3 goals this season, start to just come off the bench. He's played so much. He's got 12 goals plus 2 in pre-season, so he's got 14 goals for the first team now, which he must be very happy with. It's a very good season for Mason Greenwood. I'm pretty sure he's very happy with his season, and he probably wasn't expecting to score this much and play this much, so it's been a very good season for Mason Greenwood. And Tahith Chong, I'm going to put him in not not does the job. I'm going to put him in the one just below. Not good enough, because I think he's seen the impact Greenwood's had, and he's actually been given more chances than Gomez, and he just hasn't had that input like Greenwood, and he's probably hoping to next season. But I don't think Tahith Chong's very happy. I think he's really improved in 2020, because when we saw him in 2019 at the end of the season, he wasn't that great. I think he started to improve, but I think he was hoping for a little bit more impact, maybe to get a goal. That was my Manchester United tier list based on their season so far. Let me know if you disagree with any in the comment section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe down below for more. Hope you enjoyed Alex Talks Football. Share, comment, subscribe, like. See you next time.